Hey, this is Sistah Vegan Harper here, and I wanted to update people on my campaign to raise funds for my tuition. My bill is due May 24th, and a few days ago I posted that I need $900 as a birthday wish. I would love for folk who believe in my work to donate so I can cover it. And I'm happy to report that I got what I needed. I'm really thankful for people. No matter what you donated, it doesn't matter. The mere fact that you were able to donate shows me that you really do believe in the work that I'm doing, and you're excited about what I'm doing, and I really appreciate that. So I'm cool, I'm covered, and please do wish me luck in getting funding this upcoming academic year, 2012 through 13. I've applied to various work-study jobs. Hopefully I'll qualify for work-study this year, and I've applied to other different types of financial aid, so we'll see what happens. And another thing I want to actually talk about is that I would like to do a Brotha Vegan project. So I won't name the publisher, but a publisher did approach me and asked me, so, when's Brotha Vegan going to come out? When are you going to do that? We would love to have that project and you the editor. So yes, Brotha Vegan. So I'm imagining it to be similar to Sistah Vegan. So men of African descent or black identified men who practice veganism would contribute to this anthology. And I'm looking for critical essays, I'm looking for narratives, poetry, artwork, and I really want this volume to be interdisciplinary. I want it to be, this book that you pick up that's not just about veganism, but also talks about intersections of veganism with food justice, how to combat racism, the problems of structural racism, classism, sexism. I also want this book to not be transphobic, homophobic, or sexist. So I'm looking for contributors that do not judge human beings because of particular types of identities that they have. And so, for example, I'll just lay it out. I'm not interested in people who say that you can eat a diet to cure you from homosexuality, from being a trans person. I am not interested in that. And I'm also not interested in the types of people who believe that any engagement with feminism is evil. So you may be looking at this video thinking, what the hell is she talking about? But there are a significant number of black identified people who believe that feminism has destroyed the black man, which is actually a very broad and kind of ignorant statement to make, because feminism is an incredibly diverse canon. You've got, Mormon housewife feminists, you've got Catholic female feminists, you've got black feminists from America, you've got decolonial feminists from Guatemala. So when someone says that comment, what feminism are you talking about? We've got second, wave white middle class feminism. So which feminism are you talking about? It's just a very ignorant statement. So I'm not interested in people who have that mindset and writing about that. What I am interested in are essays that, for example, this is just to keep it open, but also I also want it to be innovative and creative. So these are some examples. So for example, veganism as an alternative form of black masculinity. And that could be a very, very broad topic, but I'm thinking of having met the young gentleman, DJ Kavem Motivation. He is a hip-hop activist, a vegan, eco-sustainable, awesome brother living in Denver. Just an amazing model of black masculinity, just amazing model of humans. But specifically when we're thinking about, the representations of black men in this country by the popular media and how they're everything but him, And there's so many of these young men, of the hip-hop generation who are engaging with veganism in ways that are not just single issue, but DJ Kavem Motivation, he's completely aware of the history of the legacies of colonialism, how they've impacted his community in Denver, structural racism, environmental racism, and how he fights back through his own concept of food justice and eating a whole foods vegan diet, but also teaching young people how to grow their own greens. He's a hip-hop artist. He's just had a new album come out called The Produce Section, and it's amazing. how can we talk about veganism and alternative models of masculinity? Another example, Supernova Sloan. We can talk about veganism and ways in which maybe our mothers or fathers have influenced how we go about our own holistic healing. Do you have a story like that? Someone like Supernova Sloan, who's the son of Queen Afua. Of course, she's going to be a big influence on his life, and in his recent album, Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation, he has a song dedicated to Queen Afua. I'm also interested in black male vegans who are engaged in the animal rights or animal liberation, animal compassion movement, whatever you want to call it, and maybe reflect on stories about, this is me as a black man in an organization where I'm anti-speciest, but at the same time, these are the issues that I see in the organization. They don't seem to have a critical race understanding of a post-Obama era. This is me as a black male vegan dealing with post-racialism. Or, I'm a black male vegan and I come from a working class background in the inner city, and I'm struggling with how to reach out to my community to let them know that it is possible to have a whole foods vegan diet. We just have to be creative about it, and this is what I've been doing. I've been taking abandoned lots and teaching people how to grow their own food, or I've been going up and protesting against the latest Burger King that came into my town. These are just many examples. Poetry also I said is welcome. Just regular stories, telling your story, how you transition to veganism. I'm looking for all different ages. Black male vegan, you can be a young person. I'm talking like as a young teen. That's cool. I'm looking for also older vegan men. So this is, it's going to be an exciting project. I'd like for it to actually be released at the end of 2013. And I'm looking for papers right now. It's kind of tentative right now what the deadline would be, but I'm just kind of getting that idea out there. So it's gonna work, and I'm excited to already have a publisher who just will basically take it once it's finished, and have someone edit it after I've edited it, a professional editor, go through it and put the volume together. So that's awesome. Brotha Vegan. It's about time. And men of African diaspora in North America and beyond. So it's not limited to just African diaspora in North America. It's, I'm looking for men of African descent who are black identified, whatever you label yourself as a person of African descent. I'm looking for that contribution throughout the world, from throughout the world. That's what I want to do. So I love Sistah Vegan. It was very, focused on the United States, and I'm looking to move beyond that with Brotha Vegan. I'm kind of looking at really understanding geopolitical perspectives, and what does veganism look like when you're, I guess you're a black man born and raised in somewhere maybe in Mississippi, and now you're living in New York and you're vegan, versus a black man who perhaps maybe was born and raised in South Africa and has spent time there, most of his life there, maybe moved somewhere else. What was your experience like? And then kind of merge it with your vegan experience. And you can tell the cultural geographer in me is coming out. I'm a geographer by training, if you don't know that. That's what I'm getting my PhD in. So that's what's going on. And I'm using my iPhone camera because, unfortunately, last week someone decided to break into my car and steal my brand new $500 camera. That's how I did most of my high-definition videos. So sorry about that the quality isn't so good, but the message is coming across, I hope so. And that's about it. So let me get out of the sun. I'm sitting here wearing castor oil all over my face because I was kind of ashy this morning, and now I'll probably burn. I'm one of those people who have, brown skin but burn in 10 seconds. I'm in denial, though. In denial. My melanin has to work. So we'll see what happens if I wake up tomorrow and I get a burn. Okay, so peace, and check out the Angela Davis earrings. That's right. Charisma Eclectic. If you like that, go and Google Charisma Eclectic, and she's a fellow Sistah Vegan doing her own thing, making her own jewelry, These beautiful icons, mostly black women, who got something to say. Peace.